Okay, that was just a quick recap of steps 4 and 5. All of you guys have all the steps to the heart purification process, and you've worked those steps. And I want you guys to continue to work those steps because there's levels that you haven't got to yet on particular things. There's some things that you were easily able to overcome, and there's other things that it'll take a little bit more work to do that. And there'll be things that come up in your life that you'll have to do that going forward in your life. So you have the process and just continue that process. Now, being that our heart is in a place where it's been purified and cleansed in a lot of areas, we want to maintain that ground that we've taken back from the adversary. So there's a process that we have to use in order to maintain the purification in the ground that we've gained. So some of this information is on your handout, so we can turn to that page if you like. Guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Proverbs 4:23. Now, in the past, I've heard this all of my life. Being in church, I've heard this all of my life. And in the past, when I've heard guard your heart, I've always thought of this as not letting people into your life, not letting people get so close to you where they're able to hurt you or cause discomfort or do the things to you that other people have done in the past. So you distance yourself away from people so that won't happen in your life and most of us so it won't happen again in our lives. But I want you to take a look at what this literally means. When we look at guard in your heart is restricting what has access to your heart. Now, when we say restricting what has access to your heart, it's not just people. It's a lot of things. It's television, it's social media, it is some people, it is situations in your life, it is that negative talk that you hear in your head. It's the adversary that comes against you. Guarding your heart against all of those things. Also, what this literally means is when you look at the issues of your life. In the past, when I heard issues of your life, I thought of all the hurts and all the pains and all the bad stuff and issues, bad things. But instead, we should look at it as the things that will be handed to you, the things that you will receive. Let's look at it like this. If it was a police officer that just got sworn in and was starting, then that officer of the law would be issued a badge, would be issued a gun, would be issued a uniform. Let's say it's a Fortune 5 executive and he's starting his new job or she's starting her new job, and that executive would be issued housing in a new city. They would be issued a company car. They would be issued a company expense account. That is what it means when it says the issues of your life. Not the bad things, but the things that will appear in your life, the things that you will have in your life. So let's read that again with this understanding. Guard thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Okay? So I want to give you another aspect of that as well. The Bible tells us, neither look here or there for the kingdom, but look within. The kingdom is within you. The kingdom is within your heart. So let's look at this again, the same scripture. But this time I want you to just take and put your hand over your heart and think the kingdom is in your heart. And let's read that again. Guard thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Guard the kingdom that is within you, because by you guarding the kingdom that's within you, it's going to determine the things that are handed to you. It's going to determine the things that appear in your life. So be diligent in guarding your heart, what you allow in your heart, what you allow to come out of your heart. So why is guarding your heart so important? Just as I've stated. Now, the mind has been described as where the battlefield takes place. This is where all the thoughts and all the confusion, all the pains and all the joys are processed in your mind. But I want you to think of this. During that battle, there's a winner and there's a loser. And the prize of the winner or loser of that battle that's going on in your head is your heart. Your heart is that prize. And whoever controls your heart controls the issues that appear in your life. Once again, that's the pains in your life and the joys in your life are controlled by whoever controls your heart. Now let's look at how things get into your heart. Let's look at the doors of your heart. Now the doors of your heart are really when you take on the emotions of whatever it is that you're experiencing. See, when we say the battlefield of your mind, okay, there's thoughts going on up there, okay? And it's natural to have thoughts because that's the way that we naturally process things. But when you take any thought that you may be having and you attach emotions to it, you attach perception to it, that is the doorway in order to let these things get into your heart. And when these things get in your heart, these things such as fear and hurt, emotional pain, depression, or even joy and peace, passion, the desire that you have, the hope that you have, the belief that you have, the faith that you have, either way, whether it's the good, the bad, the pains, the joys, when you attach emotions to those things, those are the things that are able to take root in your heart. Those are the things that are allowed to be written on your heart. Okay, I want to make it a little simple for you here. I want to simply say that whatever you think about becomes what you focus on. And whatever you focus on and put emotions behind that focus becomes planted as a seed in your life. And whatever seed that is planted on your heart will produce fruit. And that fruit will become reality in your life.